Namaste, Queen Yoga Bee here. So today's lesson is for children on tree pose. So for 34 years, I taught kindergarten and first grade. And one thing I learned is that children have vivid imaginations, but so do I. So today I'm going to pretend to be a tree and you can follow along with me. To start off, we're going to imagine to be a tree just by closing your eyes and listening. So I'm going to close my eyes and listen to my breath. I'm going to inhale in through my nose and exhale through my nose. And I'm going to see if I can make it sound like the breeze going through the leaves of a tree. I'm going to make it very slow and wonderful. It's not a very windy day. It's just nice and easy. Every time I breathe in, I'm bringing in carbon dioxide if I'm a tree or a plant. Every time I breathe out, I'm letting off oxygen. So trees and plants totally support animals and humans and other life forms on this planet that use oxygen. Without trees, we would not exist. So think about how grateful you can be for trees when you're doing this lesson. The first tree I'm going to be is an oak. So an oak tree grows really slowly from an acorn, but it's very strong, and it can live for hundreds of years. It is so strong, in fact, that the nests of birds and squirrels can be in it. Squirrels particularly really like the high branches in my forest. So we're going to pretend that we're an oak tree, and we're going to put a nest in our high branches and our low branches. So my nest happens to be an iPad, actually. It's like a bean bag. It has rice in it. I use it for other yoga classes, but it's pretty easy to hang on to. So you can have both of your feet on the ground. You're rooted into the ground. I want you to think about your feet being roots that send you into the earth with a connection. And I want you to close your eyes and take your nest, whether it's a bird nest or a squirrel nest, and you can make it high above you, holding it up with both hands. You could have a nest in each hand if you wanted to. Closing your eyes if you're very daring and you think you're not going to fall over, but you can always get the help of somebody. You can hang on to a chair, you can lean against a wall. All of that is perfectly okay. So we're just going to stay here until I've had a chance to hold the nest in each hand. Those are my high branches. Now my low branches is a little trickier. So I'm going to put my foot way up. You don't have to. You can put your foot on the ground. You can have it anywhere except on your knee. I'm going to put mine way up, and my nest is going to go right here. So now I'm an oak tree, and I'm supporting the nest on my foot. You could also put it here. Totally up to you. Closing your eyes only if you feel like you want to. Then of course you have the other side to do. I would recommend that if you can count, that you count your breaths, or you have somebody count for you so that you know that you did the same amount of breaths on each side. My next tree is a willow. So willows grow very quickly. However, they're not as strong as oaks. They don't live to be 100 years old. And they're wonderful because they're very flexible and they move with the wind. So we're going to bend with the wind. We're going to move our high branches. I'm going to be grounded, right? Standing securely on both feet, rooted into the ground, because all trees have some sort of root system that holds them to the ground and gets nutrients from the ground. So I'm going to make my branches tall, moving them in the wind. Maybe I just want to move one side and then the other side. Maybe I want them to go up and down together or forward and back. It's totally up to you. The trick is to move your arms and not fall over. You may need the help of a wall or somebody or a chair. No problem. So it gets even more difficult if you decide to move your lower branches. So I'm going to start out grounded, and maybe you want to have a hold of the wall so that you can move that branch in and out. I'm going slowly. I'm listening to the sound of my breath, and I'm not going faster than my breezy breath. And of course, the other foot needs a turn. You can do the same thing or something different on the other foot. I would recommend that you count your breaths so that you know you've done the same amount of breath on each side. So finally, we're going to come back to ending the lesson just by listening to our breezy breath again. So I'm going to ask you to close your eyes if you can without falling over. You're going to inhale. Now you're a tree still, so you're inhaling carbon dioxide and you're exhaling oxygen, and you're helping all the animals and the humans and other beings on this planet that need oxygen to stay alive. And likewise, those beings are helping trees. So it's a balance. We're connected. You can stay here as long as you want. I recommend that you stay here until you feel rested, or if you get wiggly and you want to move, it's time to quit. Then you're going to open your eyes and you're going to become human again. So now when you inhale, you're going to be inhaling in oxygen and exhaling carbon dioxide. But remember that anytime you want to be a tree, you can just close your eyes and you can imagine inhaling carbon dioxide, exhaling oxygen. You don't have to be standing to do that. You can just imagine that breath and do that breath until you feel restored or relaxed. So I hope you enjoyed being a tree. And this is Namaste from Queen Yoga Bee. Thank you very much.